Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is James, and by popular demand today, I'm making a video on how exactly I make my YouTube videos. I'm going to be going over my render settings, my color correction settings, and a bunch of tips and tricks I have up my sleeve on how to get amazing quality and amazing looking videos onto YouTube. Now with that being said, we're going to be going over a bunch of different stuff. Some stuff you may not even have known about or looked at or even noticed before this, but trust me, after I go through all this, your videos will be top notch when they're rendered out and they will look amazing. So the first thing we're going to be going over is project settings. As you can see right here in Sony Vegas, we're going to click the little arrow with the list, or it says properties. You can also press Alt plus Enter on your keyboard and it will open up the properties. You can click it up right here and it'll open up. Now here pretty much is the default properties of our project. Edit this, so make sure the template is, I usually use the HD 720 by 60p, but it can be anything you want. Make sure your width and height are 1280 by 720. Field order is none, progressive scan. Pixel aspect ratio needs to be 1.000 square, and output rotation is 0 degrees original. Frame rate needs to be 59.940, also known as double NTSC, and you can just get stereoscopic 3D mode and turn that off. We don't need any of that. It'll gray out these buttons down here. Pixel format 8-bit, that'll turn off composting gamma and view transform. Full resolution rendering quality, best. Motion blur type Gaussian, deinterlace method at none. And we also have a pretty much project settings to adjust to match your project. I like to keep that box unticked. And also if you're pre-rendering files in Vegas, here's the output for that. You don't really need to change that. Also check start all new projects with these settings, and when you're done hit apply, and every time you open up a project it'll have these settings on there for you, so you won't have to customize them every time. Next up we have for audio, it's pretty simple. Stereo 0, 44,100 sample rate, 16-bit depth, best, resample and stretch quality. Ruler and summary and audio CD, none of this should be changed. Check out ruler right here. This doesn't matter at all, 120 BPM and stuff. This is just pretty much for music and stuff, so this shouldn't really matter for times and frames, and quarter note gets 1 beat. Essentially, this is for music stuff in Vegas, so just ignore that. Once you're done, hit apply, and okay. Now, we're going to be going over some quick settings on how to get amazing looking video. Let's grab something real quick and drag it in. Let's see what I have over here that's not too long. Alright, let's drag this right into Vegas. Now, once we drag it in, we'll notice that mine kind of lights up a little bit. Like, this does work with older Vegases too and stuff, but mine has like a little yellow tint to it. And first thing we're going to do is fix these black bars. Now every kind of recording device, for what I know, has these little black bars on them, and a lot of YouTubers don't even crop them out. They don't take the time to crop out the black bars. That sometimes bugs me. I don't know why. It just kind of shows a little bit of a rush, or they don't really notice it. But you can easily crop out these black bars by heading over and clicking on the box at the end of your media clip, opening up this right here. And now once you're in right here, you can just adjust these little sliders right here, zoom in on the video just a little bit, cut off the black bars, and once you're done you can save it as a present, like I save mine as render crop. So every time I open up a video or something in Vegas, instead of having to do that manually, I just click on render crop and it goes to the right spot where you can still see all the video, but you can't see any of the black bar on the side, just a little cutoff right there. So we get a nice full looking video. Also, we're going to disable resample. Now, disabling resample, Vegas has their smart resample put on by default, and it's really annoying. It essentially makes your videos kind of ghost, so if you pause the video, it's going to be really blurry and not really look too good. And you want to disable resample, it'll make a very clear and crisp, video. You can click on properties of your video frame, and turn smart resample to disable resample, or the way I like to do it is right click on here, go down to switches, and turn off or disable resample. Now that's done, we have a great looking video, but we're going to have to add a little bit of, color correction, some color curves. So we get color curves under our video effects, and we can drag it on like that. Now we have this color curve selection center right here. Make sure it's on the RGB channel, and drag the bottom little dial down to the bottom, and drag it a little bit towards the left. Do the same with the top, except a little bit towards the right. There we go. We have a little bit of a difference, but a very nice looking video and a very good quality to it. Now next up, we're going to be pulling up the render settings. Once we pull those up, that'll be all the settings that we use to output the video, so make sure to follow this one closely. This one is very important, and if you mess something up, it's not going to look right. Now, I always like to select a region to render. You can do that by clicking on top right here above the timeline and dragging how long or the region or loop of the video you want to render. And then you can hit on File and Render As. Now here's our render settings. Now I'm going to unclick Show Favorites Only, but what you can do is get your render settings, mine right here, YouTube with a little smiley face, and you can put it as a favorite. You get all these render settings and just set it as a favorite, and so it only shows the one you use. But go under the main concept AVC AAC MP4 AVC section, choose one of these. I think I chose, internet. And click on customize template. Also, for that loop region we selected, make sure to check render loop region only. That is for the loop region. If not, it'll render a bunch. It'll render everything in the project. So if you have a bunch of just blank spots and like a little clip of video at the end, it'll render all of that, including the clip of video at the end. Now, once we customize our template, we have all these settings right here that can be pretty confusing and daunting at first look. So we have to go through all these and make it look pretty nice. This is YouTube, so it will shrink down the frame rate and stuff, and it will kind of loosen the quality. So our goal is to make a very high quality video that can still be sent out to people and still keep good quality. Like maybe if you're doing a montage and you want to render out clips for an editor or something, you want to keep the clips high quality but still low enough quality that they can be uploaded to YouTube, still look amazing but not take forever. This is a pretty heavy render right here, so a good internet speed is recommended, but it will get a very nice outcome. Now obviously check include video. We want to include the video. Custom frame size 1280 by 720. And make sure allow source to adjust frame sizes unticked. Profile would be main. Now the frame rate for this is going to be 29.970000. You can put it at 59.97 or 59.96. I forgot what it is, but I never really have an issue with that, and YouTube shrinks it down either way. And also make sure to allow source to adjust frame rate. Click on that one right there. And now what that does is that'll actually give it a 59.9 ratio, I'm pretty sure. So this is the source right here, which is our source video file, and that can adjust the frame rate, which I keep that checked. Field order is none, progressive scan. Pixel aspect ratio is 1. Number of reference frames is 2. And make sure you use deblocking filters unticked. Don't tick constant bitrate, put it on variable bitrate, and make sure 2 passes unticked. Put the minimum and maximum, maximum and average both at 14 million. They won't be on there, or actually they are on there. Some of these, if you don't see them on the selection menu, you can type it in manually. And also, the encode mode. This right here is essentially, if you want to get a faster render, you can render using your graphics card or GPU. It will be a lot faster for you, or it is for me. Now, if you don't have a graphics card, I just want to render using CPU, select render using CPU only. But if you want to render with your graphics card for a faster render, click on render using CUDA if available. Now, if there's somewhere around here, there we go. Under the system settings, we can check our GPU. Click that, and it'll say CUDA is available. That's what you want to click and check out, because definitely render using your GPU will be a lot better. Now, also make sure enable progressive download is unticked. So audio, it's pretty default. Obviously, include the audio. Sample bitrate at 48,000 and the bitrate at 128,000. And our project settings are pretty simple. Put the video rendering quality at best. 3D mode is pretty much, we don't have that off anyway, so set it on project settings, and color space at default. Now, these are our settings. We can save it right here on top and select a name for it. And once we're done, we can bookmark the settings by clicking the golden star and then clicking on show favorites only. Now we have the exact render settings only that we're using, and I'm going to try to render this really quick, just a quick little loop. I'll render it to my desktop, rendering a quick little loop as we do just for the video purpose. Let's call it lol. And I will render this out. It shouldn't take too long. It's just a quick little loop. I like this computer. Pretty nice for rendering. Like I said, if you want to get good quality renders, a good computer is definitely going to help out. It's a little bit slow right now because I'm capturing screen and while rendering, but this shouldn't be too bad. I'm also running 3 monitors on here. I'm rendering off my CUDA, which definitely will increase your render time for about a minute and 55 seconds. I'll tell you down here. So it's a minute render right here, I think. And as it renders through real quick. All right, it's just about done. It's going to finish up in just a few seconds, and we are done. All right. As you go to our desktop right here, we have our LOL. Oh, wrong screen. Let me just drag it over here. As you can see right there, we got a great looking render, great quality. It may kind of shrink a great clear looking render quality, but still, not so clear and crisp that it'll take forever to upload to YouTube. Now, it is a little bit of a big file. That file was, let's look at the properties real quick. That was 39 megabyte file right there. I'm not really sure how long it is. I think it was only 23 seconds, 39 megabytes. It's about a megabyte a second, which definitely, if you're running a longer video, that will take longer to upload. So good internet is provided. You can adjust stuff and fool around with the settings to fix what works for you. Some people like WMV. I used to always use that because WMV has such a small or short, renders faster, and of course WMV has a very small file size. But if you really want to get good quality audio, video, and all that, go for the MP4 video. Trust me, it may take a little bit longer to upload, but it's totally worth it. Now, if you enjoyed this in-depth look at all the render settings, please make sure to leave a like. It definitely helps out my channel. And if you're new around here, I don't post tutorials much, but please subscribe. I'm on the road to 50,000 subscribers. And also, last but not least, if you want to see a tutorial, leave it down in the comments below. I'll definitely look at those. Maybe do some more tutorials on YouTube. That's really about it, and have a great day.
Erectile dysfunction is bad, but leaving a like on the video isn't. Whether you're hard or soft, make sure to slap that like button and subscribe while you're at it.